wasn't my goal, but I was just waiting if it happened.
I see.
Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Melanin Minds, where we've switched sides. I'm your host, Tosh, and over there this week.
Right. Hi, I'm Ty, the co-host here at Melanin Minds.
Yes. As you see, we're trying to make sure that my friend is fed and healthy and happy.
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you guys. I promise I won't munch the entire time because I do find that just to be a little disrespectful. So I would never do that. But just know, actually, quick aside, right? As women, because I'm assuming the large population that watches our content is women folk fams. So as women and femmes, there's something that happens in our brain, where you're told to take care of yourself and feed yourself and give yourself water, like a good plant, like the humans that we should, and we just don't. And that's been me this week. I just the grind never stops. I be focusing. So this is my PSA to you that, you're the most important person in your life. You should definitely be feeding yourself, drinking water. I got a bottle here. See, to learn from my mistakes. Don't wonder why at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 p.m. that this is the first time you've eaten a meal. Because that would be preposterous. Anyone doing that, silly.
It's crazy.
Silly.
It's absolutely crazy.
Crazy, because that's not me.
I would never do that. The day, guys. Me, it is. I mean, your breakfast time may be not the same as some people, but
Anywho's it? Wonderful guests we've got lined up today,
Lots of accolades and amazing stories and beautiful person and just goofy people right now, maybe probably not, but the founder of Lockdown Productions, one of the creators of Women in Comics Collective, several books, several panels, women brand themselves in comics, helping stressing the importance of underrepresented communities in comics. Very much known for books like The Rippers and Eating Vampires. Eating Vampires, my personal favorite, honestly. Awards, judging awards, a show on, an interview on, I forget the show, but I watched the interview. It was so cool. I was like, hey, that's cool. I've met that person. She's on the interview. This is technically on TV. That's so awesome. My gosh. What is the thing called when you go to the art show?
You talking about a museum, like a museum art show, or just like an exhibition?
Yeah. It's kind of like that, like an exhibition art show hosted. Like, geez, there's so many things. Just she's been booked and busy and helpful and out here doing amazing things. So please welcome onto our show, Regine.
Hey, how you doing?
So thank you. Welcome on the show. Thank you for being here. I know I'm coming.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're here. So if you would like, I would love for you to tell that story.
Sure. Okay, so I always loved comics. I've always loved storytelling. When I was a little girl, my father used to read the Sunday Funnies to me cover to cover, including Kathy, which was always weird because Kathy was like this 35-year-old depressed ass white lady. So that was always weird, but he read it. No. And I was like 4 years old at the time. I mean, my father and I spent a lot of time together because he worked in the nighttime. Mommy worked in the day. He drove the E and the F train in the subways here in New York City. So we spent a lot of time during the day. And so that was one of the first forays just into cartoons and comics. And then my brother, who's 13 years older than me, like introduced me to like mainstream comics like Marvel and DC. So we would watch all the Superman movies. We'd watch Wonder Woman. We would watch Greatest American Hero. I'm dating myself. I'm old as fuck. old as fuck, but like young as fuck. So we would watch those. I'd be really into it. And as I got a little bit older, my father started buying like Archie comics and stuff. And I had to also give shout outs to my mother. My mother is a painter. Some of her paintings are behind me. And mommy was supportive of my creativity. Like she would tell me stories at night, and she'd just make them up. I would make her make them up for me. I'm like, no, don't read a book. I want you to make up a story for me. And she always said, like, I kept her at this like seat of her pants, because she was like, what the hell am I going to tell this kid tonight? So God bless her for that. So at a certain point, my brother basically said, like, it's time for you to have some mainstream physical comic books in your life, and he got me hooked on the X-Men. He did that by way of the original Nintendo X-Men video game. That was really super weird, if anyone's familiar with it, but that's where I think that was one of my first encounters with Storm, and just seeing her change my life, and I knew I had to get a hold of these comics. So my first X-Men comic was X-Men Classic. That's what I collected for several years, until I decided to start collecting Uncanny X-Men. And then, like, I think 1990 was like the flagship X-Men Blue title, and I remember getting that for the first time. I got that at Woolworth. I'll never forget it. It was $1. And yeah, I was collecting comics for a long time. I was collecting comic book cards. That was a passion, and that really inspired me to start creating characters. I was already writing stuff, writing short stories and whatnot, but I saw it was time to really get involved into drawing characters out and whatnot. So I started doing that, and I still have my sketchbooks. I have a stack of them. And it was to a point where I was saying to my mother, I think this is what I want to do. I think I want to do comics. I don't know how, they go about buying characters, what that is. And my mother started calling the Marvel offices, and she started talking to John Romita Jr. She spoke to him a couple of times. They're like, yeah, what's the process? And my daughter's 10. What do I do with this? And he was just gracious enough to talk to her and tell her a little bit about the process. Yeah, we're over here at Marvel, we don't do that, but this is what we do. And so I always held that near and dear to my heart. And as I got older, once I got into high school, I was still collecting comics and stuff. But that's when then I buckled down and realized the story that I actually wanted to concentrate on. And The Rippers was born. And The Rippers was specifically born because I was in my local library. I think I was 16. I think I was 16 or 17. And I was going through, they had a graphic novel section, and it was full of manga. And this was before people really screening what was in the books. Because this is 97. So they're flipping. So I'm flipping through the books. And I was flipping through a specific one, and it was wall-to-wall sexual assault in the book. It really freaked me out as a 16-year-old. And looking at that, I said, there has to be something more to this, in terms of having female characters and them being more than fodder. Mm-hmm. And I started working on The Rippers, and I wanted something for my friends to be able to read and be proud of. So that's when I started working on that story, and I worked on it through college. And while I was in college, I was accepted to the National Book Foundation. They had a fellowship program. And while I was in the fellowship program, I worked on some of my Ripper stories. And even from college, from high school, I wrote a bunch of stories in order to get money for college. And I used some Ripper stories and some other story concepts that I had. And then fast forward, I didn't get a career in comics immediately. My father is listen, you getting something that's going to feed you. so I studied to be a chef. I got my hospitality and culinary degree, and I became a manager straight out of college. I started working for the Department of Education here in New York. But while I was doing that, I was like, okay, I have this career, whatever. There's something missing, and it was comics. It was comics. And I said, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm not sure how to go about it. I was toying with possibly getting like a second bachelor's degree in cartooning. And I was chatting with a friend of mine in a comic book shop. And I was saying, I think I want to do this. I'm not sure. And while I was there, I was overheard by a gentleman named Rob Taylor, and he had his own independent company, Superhuman Works. And he said, well, let me see, what you got, like, what you're interested in doing. And what ended up happening was I became his managing editor. And in the midst of becoming his managing editor, I learned how to write comics. He had handwritten scripts in 1 subject and 2 subject notebooks. And I transcribed them. Yeah. I transcribed them. But on top of that, I was reading a lot of books about not only how to write comics, but how to do sequential storytelling. Because it's very different compared to other forms of writing. And I practiced, and I just started writing my own scripts. But then I also just learned how to not only edit scripts, but to edit artists. I learned how to hire artists. I learned how to convention, quote unquote, getting your table and, getting that together and marketing that and stuff. And I was young. I was young. I was 25. Still figuring things out and figuring this comic book shit out. I started hand making my own little ash cans. Like once I started putting my book together, and that was after I left Superhuman Works. I was with him for a year, and I was like, I can do this for me. And so I went to create Lockdown Productions in late 2007, and I started hand pressing ash cans and stapling them and all that stuff. But officially, I published my first book, where it was looking all pretty and shit, was in 2009, and that's when the Rippers was first out. And I continued to self-publish for a while, and then fast forward to 2012, when I was asked to host a panel discussion on women in comics at a local show in the Bronx. And what was unique about it was that the whole panel was filled with women of color, which was not normal at that point in time. You didn't see that at all. To my own shock, to my own shock, because I never thought about that. I was like, I exist, I'm here. I know women and women that look like me that read comics. To me, it wasn't foreign. So it was weird that it was foreign to other people. You know what I mean? It was just bizarre. And so when we did this panel, and it was received really well. And not only that, we talked, the panelists and I talked afterwards. And one particular panelist, one of my favorite people in the world, Alita E. Martinez, had a separate chat. And she said to me, no one invites me to things like this. I said, are you kidding me? She's like, no, nobody invites me. And so we have to change that. We have to change that. So after that first panel, we started being invited other places to do panels. And then that grew into us hosting art shows. Then it grew into us doing workshops. And then it grew, into us having our own conference. And so it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. It was very organic. But at some point, I was just like, this is a organization. This is a group. And I'm like, okay, we got to get a name and everything. So the name has changed a little bit. At one point it was pretty long, and now we shortened it. But I founded that shit. Every time once in a while I think about damn, but it was so organic. We definitely came together. We definitely came together, and then more folks were interested in being a part of us, even if they were in another state or even another country. And so it just began to grow. And then we began going to other shows out of New York, and started going to San Diego Comic-Con. We started going to other events, and then being invited by the State Department to do events outside the country and talk about gender disparity in comics and talking about how to create comics. I was invited on a speaking tour in India in 2023, which is still mind-boggling. I thought it was a scam when they emailed me. It was weird. But it was it was meant to be, and it happened. And some of our other members have been able to do the same thing. And then fast forward again to 2024, we received an Eisner Award for our humanitarianism, which was an honor and very surreal, very, very, very surreal. And then fast forward to today. I just got off of Eisner judging weekend, and I'm an Eisner judge this year. So yeah, that's me. Long story. Tried to shorten it. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Oh, this is your second time judging, right?
Not the Eisners. Eisners you can only do once. I've judged other things. I've judged the Glip Awards and the Glip Awards for like 4 years. I was on the nomination committee for the Harvey Awards last year. And then Scholastic, they have an award for young artists and writers. And I did judging for a little bit, like from 2022 to 2023. And then now I'm doing like adjudication moderation. So I'm moderating the judging panels that they do, and that's like a 4-month process. Like it's long. And then I also do authenticity checking. So I gotta check the kids' work to make sure they're not using AI to the gods.
Especially now. Okay. Yeah. It was the Glip Awards I was thinking of that you that you judged. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that you're that girl. You've been that girl. Will always be that girl. Gotcha.
She is the it girl.
Appreciate you.
You know, I've heard so many stories, especially of women when they getting into comics. It's always not necessarily that comics is never the first thing I've seen a lot of women take on. It's always something that we've been in love with our whole lives, but you know, whether it be for safety reasons or just, you know, trying to ensure you're a successful human, the people in your life will be like, you know, you should probably try something else, or maybe pursue passions that have more money, or you know, and then you still end up falling into comics later in life and making a career out of it. Because of your pivot, of course, with the educational background, what has it been like going from what was a safe option to, I guess we could say that comics is the passion, the dream option, and in taking the passion and the dream, what are some of the challenges that you've experienced?
Oh, it's challenge after challenge after challenge. It don't stop. I mean, I was doing most of this work and stuff between writing and doing like the women in comics stuff. I was doing that work in a full-time job. Like I was a corporate food manager for 10 years, and then essentially the pandemic happened, and so now it's rough. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for anybody. Like it's rough. But what I was determined to do, like I mean, I want to say like one thing is like my mother was extraordinarily supportive, and that's probably because she was an artist. And when my father passed when I was 14, she was very much like, you want to do what you feel like doing, you know. And so she took me to my first comic convention and everything. So I knew like, okay, this is something that can be a possibility, but let me concentrate on this, you know, culinary shit, which I just still love. I love food. We talked about food before. I love food, but you know, I really concentrate on this. And so now, like I enjoy what I do when it comes to food, and I also do work in wine and stuff. Like I enjoy it, but I could never let go of comics, and no one encouraged me to, but I could never let go of it. And so I can't see my life not being a part of anything in regards to comics. So being able to sort of not necessarily turn away from other careers, but to say like, no, this is what I'm doing right now. has just been really important to me because it's so deeply ingrained in who I am. Like, I can't imagine not doing it. So it is hard. It is hard, and we can talk about all the challenges and everything like that. But I mean, like I said, when I entered this industry, like, I wasn't even thinking about, you know, like the obstacles that are there just on GP. It was like, this is what I'm doing. That's it. You know, and I still feel that way. But I think now that I know like how deeply hard it is for especially like Black women and other marginalized creators, like queer folks and stuff, like I'm just angry. Like, it shouldn't be this hard. It doesn't have to be. So that's sort of like where I am with it.
Gotcha.
No, that was actually going to be my question, especially when you were first coming in, new, working for someone else as a Black woman. Were there any struggles or anything that you had to deal with? What was that experience like at the time?
I mean, at the time, the main struggle is it's just going into these spaces and looking how you look. And the struggle is them, not you. Like, the struggle is for them, not you. One question I used to ask all the time on Women in Comics panels was, when was the first time you realized you were a woman? And I realized it when I was at a comic book convention, and you know, one of my colleagues put their arms around me. You know, like, we just chilling together, and it's like, yeah, she's an editor, blah blah. And I'm like, damn, these people are probably thinking, well, what's she editing? His penis? Like, I mean, it's like I was living. You can laugh because it's funny. It is funny, but it's ridiculous. Because my whole feeling was like, do not break me down to the very last compound you think of me in front of these people, because you gotta feel like you big man Stan. Like, how dare you? How dare you try to regulate me to my body parts? And that's what was not even just, it's not so much about me thinking about it as a challenge. It was just such a deep irritant, and it made me so angry. But it didn't take away, of course, from the work that I was going to do. But that was it. And it's also what's also it is like when we enter these spaces, like, even if we're learning, because like I said, I was learning, but a lot of stuff I knew just because of the basics of writing, you know, like stuff that I knew, but I need to know the anatomy of comics. Like, I'm busting my ass, which is often what Black women do. We bust our ass to learn how to do different things. You know, we stay up at night, we study, we practice. And like, to walk into these spaces, like, oh great, titties and coochie, like, it's really disgusting. It's really disgusting. Cause I'm like, Negro, do you know how hard I had to fight to even just to get this book on the page? You know, I stayed up all night stapling pages together and making sure they were aligned, and the amount of books I had to rip up because I accidentally put page 1 with page 33. You know, that's what it was. You know, that's what it was for me. And I learned pretty quickly that I had to really assert myself. And probably to this day, I have that reputation, you know, with people, especially with men in the industry, that I don't take any shit, you know, because, you know, the moment you show a little softness, it's like, oh, she down for the crown. No. Like, I can't be chill, I can't be nice, I can't be polite. you know what I mean? So in those early days, I mean, I definitely had to raise a ruckus. Yeah. You know, and then that spilled into the work with WINC, with Women in Comics. It's like, oh, we gotta raise a ruckus because people are not respecting our humanity. They don't understand that we're human beings. So that was the main challenge.
Yes. Unfortunately, those are still challenges that they do not ever go away.
They don't.
But in facing those challenges, you have in fact created probably one of the largest safe space for women in the comic book career, in the comic book field that currently exists. So much so that, as you mentioned earlier, you won that Eisner Award for humanitarianism. You've traveled, you've spoken in different countries as well as here domestically. In creating this space, what has been some of the highlights that have come out of your organization? Not just you doing the work, but like from some of your peers or even some of the women that are a part of this organization.
I mean, one of the highlights is seeing so many of them get work. That has been the highlight. That's been the highlight. There's so many. There's a lot. There's a lot of members or folks who are member adjacent that were like they became a part of WINC or started going to WINC events, and they started getting jobs, or they started their own companies or offshoots, and they in turn went and encouraged others, and mentored them, got them work or opportunities, and that's one of the most beautiful things to see. Also, what's beautiful to see is not on top of folks like doing their own businesses, but also just they're creating their own, like creating other safe spaces and events, and doing that. And so you see these conventions and you see these like these pop-up shows, and you see you just see meetups, and it's like oh, like we have a hand in that. And that was the point. It's like we wanted people to not only feel comfortable for us, but it's like, yo, fly out the nest, baby. Fly out the nest. I want to see you succeed. We all do. Like, we all want to see folks doing their own thing. Like, the point of this is liberation. Like, liberation and sustainability and justice and equity. That's the point of WINC. And I never like wanted like folks to just like to stay stagnant. It was always about like growth, get that bag, get that happy, whatever it is that you want comics to bring to you and multimedia to bring to you, we want that for our members. So just the way it's expanded, it has been wonderful, and just to and just to see the work that folks are creating, it does make me emotional. It definitely makes me emotional, and we just keep doing it. Just keep doing it.
Yeah, proud of the baby. And also, I know in Lock It Down Productions, you pretty much hire women.
That's not true.
What?
That's not true. Someone put that on Wikipedia, and I keep trying to change that. I have hired both men and women to be specific.
Artists, to be specific, right?
Huh?
Women artists specifically, right?
Yes, I have hired women artists. Absolutely.
I meant to be specific.
Absolutely. No, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. But I want to be clear and be honest with y'all. Like, I've hired both men and women. I mean, I will say, just about everybody is melanated. Just about everybody's melanated.
I love that. So that, I remember looking on your website a while back. You were saying you hire women artists specifically. Have you ever dealt with any kind of like pushback because of that?
No, because no one says anything until they see you walk out in the street. Not until you go to a convention and you're sitting at a table. Like, folks are not saying anything until they make note, like, oh, there's a woman that drew this. Like, when someone sees like a woman wrote it. Like, they don't say anything until like they see you in person, and they're like shocked.
Yeah, no, I've been on the other end of that conversation.
Yeah.
I think the shock is one part just, that that big word misogyny, like how could a woman how could anybody but a man draw and write comics? How is that possible? They just assume
it's a man.
Yep.
And with your organization, do you find that, is it, because I know you said you don't really get a lot of pushback until you're in public spaces, do you often find yourself fielding those kinds of conversations online, or is it mostly just the shock that, oh, there's this collective of women who create things? Or
yeah, it's not so much. I mean, in terms of online, like, one thing is, like, I'd have to be better with this. Like, I'm personally, just in general, not I'm online, I'm more of a lurker than saying anything, because I pop off. So I have to be careful. Like, I'll reshare, I'll repost, but I don't say a lot because I'll pop off. So I try to be mindful of that and how it reflects on me and the organization. Not to say that the members don't pop off, because there's definitely members that stay popping off online or whatever. But I just try to be mindful of that. But I'm also need to be online more. But I mean, well, here's a good thing. Here's one. I got you. So for our application, now what a lot of folks don't know is, as for WINC members, you can be anything in the industry. You can work in multimedia. You don't have to be an artist or a writer to be a member of WINC. Like, just as long as you're part of multimedia spaces, you can even be a teacher that uses comics as a teaching tool. You can be a member. So sometimes I get these applications where people are saying really insulting stuff on the application, not saying that we're a bad organization or something, but more so just like, I don't know why you want me to answer this. I think this is an inappropriate question. Guess what, motherfucker? You don't have to answer it.
Just like NA.
And oftentimes it's a person that is not melanated. It's a person that's not melanated, it's a white person, or it's a man. And men can be members too. They can support the organization. They can send us your dollars. That's great, because it helps us do things for marginalized people. So send that coin. But you're not going to be in this application being disrespectful just for kicks. And I'm the wrong person to do that with, because I send you I've sent separate emails and said, like, well, this is why this question exists, and the most marginalized of this world have answered that question perfectly fine. But you, a more privileged person, you're insulted by it. So that's happened.
That's insane.
It is. I mean, pushback in terms of, like, again, like, people are interesting. Like, certain people aren't that froggy. Certain people aren't, but like in person. But every once in a while, like, someone will be in the audience that will say some ridiculousness, and most of the time I'll let the panelists do it. But if it looks like they really getting upset, it's like, no, I gotta squash it. And so I mean, I definitely had to do that in that circumstance. And then at the table, I mean, every once in a while, like, at the booth, like, someone will be like, oh, there's women that work in comics. I'm like, are you kidding? You better stop it. That's dumb. Don't ask dumb questions. Like, this is
right. If you don't know, at least know are women. I don't think you're comics.
Yeah, it's just, and some people really, I don't want to say the question is innocent. I mean, it's more ignorant than innocent, but they really are a person. It's like when people wait to say weird stuff when you're on a panel, and ask these questions that are disingenuous, or to make a comment. I mean, I've had folks say to me, to say that having, like, women in comics events or organizations, I mean, is divisive. Like, specifically, like Black male creators have said that to me.
That's insane.
Never beat me.
Not a bunch
in the Black community.
Huh?
I said that's what they don't be beating, the allegations of being the white people of the Black community.
Listen. And then I have to explain. It's like, listen, I've been a part of the Black comics community for a long time, and y'all don't include us like that. So stop acting brand new. Like you
benefit.
No, like, or they want you to do some work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they want you to do something. And I mean, I go down to the Delta with any dude in this industry that would try to combat that. It's like, well, no, let's take an overview. It's like, I haven't been to every comic book, Black comic book event or show, but I've been to plenty of them. And I know most of these individuals, not all, but I know most of these individuals. It's like, you don't understand that people are watching you. We see how you move. We know what you asked us to do. Like, we know what, in terms of like, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Blah, blah, blah. But then when it comes to when you do something, you have something going on, there's crickets. Mm-hmm. There's always an expectation of Black women to go above and beyond, because that's what we do generally. Just on GP, that's who we are as human beings. We give a lot, and that's taken for granted. So when we decide, like, okay, we want this event, we want to have this thing, we want to just be for us. Oh my God, that's divisive. Blah blah blah. You doing this, and I'm like, well, when have y'all done this for us? Oh, well, we did. No, you didn't.
Did you?
Right.
No, you didn't. There's a reason why this exists. It doesn't exist just for kicks. This exists because it's needed. So having to have that conversation, even up until 2026. I mean, I haven't had it recently, but recent enough to be like, stop acting like you do stuff that you don't. Stop acting like you support when you don't.
No,
there's a project out there. I'm not going to say the project's name. I will have respect for it. But
I already feel like I know what it is.
Listen, there was a project that was touted as this project that has all Black folks on it. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. And they forgot to ask any women to be a part of it. They remembered us when the book was going to print. So if that because they don't consider us. So like if that continues to happen, this book came out a couple of years ago. This is not new. This is we're talking about 2024, and it's like, oh, so they scrambled and put a book together like, oh, that's all for the ladies. This book will be for all the ladies. You want to be a part of it, Regine? I said, absolutely not. So folks wonder why you don't see Regine on certain things or whatever. It's because I know the tea, I know the lowdown. Probably cussed somebody in the process and said no and didn't do it. And didn't do it. I'm not going to embarrass them and say what it was, but I'm not going to lie. In this day and time, considering that we have 600,000 plus Black women out of work right now. So we don't have time to mince words.
Absolutely. I would ask them, this is probably the last question for me, because I know you said that while Women in Comics is definitely for women, of course, other groups of people can support it. What would you say are the ways that you are specifically seeking support or would be seeking support from men in the industry and how they can better support Black women, whether that be within WINC or just in general industry-wide?
Send us your money and step back. Really. That's it. Stand in chat and stop and step back, or make introductions in the industry. Mm-hmm. and not necessarily step back a little bit, just let us handle it, but follow up. Did so and so call you? Oh, they didn't call you? I'm gonna make sure they call you. It's understanding your privilege and how you can use it to be of service to us. It is that simple. It's that simple, and I've seen it done. You don't have to have gobs of money either. It can absolutely be making those introductions and step back. I don't want to hear I did this for her. I don't want to hear I put you in this position. I don't want to hear all that. I want you to do it and not expect anything back except a thank you. And you continue that process. You keep being of service. That's what I want. But if you can sign a check, listen, base membership for WINC is like $8, and if you a student, is $3. So like you can just send $8, and that goes towards the website. That goes towards when we put together events. Like That's what it goes for. So you can simply do that. Send a check and step back.
Clock it.
Indeed, right.
I would like to hear if you have anything to say to, because the show is for Black women, to Black women in the industry, just any kind of words of encouragement or advice, anything like that.
Number one, you're not alone. We are here. This show is here. Like we're here, and you deserve support. Whatever you need, just reach out and say that you need it. And say and be specific about your needs. We don't have to do this alone, and a lot of us are. And even if you just need someone to talk to about the craziness of this industry or where to go next, like, folks got you. Folks really, really have you. And I wish somebody would have said that to me early on. Another Black woman. I wasn't looking for it, but it would have been great. And I think a lot of us may not be thinking about it. It's like, okay, I'm just going to do it because we used to doing stuff by ourselves. And no, you're not alone. Reach out, say, I need this, I need help. I'm still doing that. Like, I'm still saying, I need help. Someone, come on, come on with it. So that's my biggest form of advice. And then, read the books about creating comics. Take those classes, about drawing comics or writing. Write that story, no matter how crazy it looked, and then you'll figure it out later. Again, that goes back to getting help. You're gonna get that help for it. And we love you. That's what I have to say. We love you. We love y'all immensely, and just we got to help each other out. We gotta be there for each other.
And of course, last but most certainly not least, all the places where they can find you, company, and support. All the places to go for all of it.
So you can find me on Instagram at Lock It Down Official, LOCKETT Down Official. Also that on Threads. You can find WINC stuff at WINC NYC. That's WINC NYC, and that's on all platforms except X. We don't do that. And also the Women in Comics website on www.womenincomicscollective.org. I also have a website, but she needs some upkeep. But if you want to go there, you can, and that's www.lockitdown.com.
Right. Ty, you're up.
Oh, that's right. Hi, I'm Ty. I make content about comics, manga, and animation and fandom because I like to think I'm your nerd otaku culture expert. And you can find me everywhere on at BLAQE, the letter N, KULTURE. That's Black and Culture everywhere. You can Google me. I will pop up. If you like horror media, I got that. You like nostalgic media, I got that. You like introspective conversations about fandom, I've got that. So check me out. Yeah.
And of course, I'm your host, Natasha. You can find Melanin Minds at Melanin Minds 24 on Instagram. Make sure to give it a follow. There's a bunch of other stuff going on over here. Subscribe here on YouTube for more amazing conversations just like this one, for other videos that are happening. You can visit the Melanin Minds website now at melaninminds.card.co, where there's an entire database of Black women you can support, hire, find, all of these things. If you're looking for Black women who work in comics, that is your place, your centralized location to find most of us. I won't say all, because there's women entering into this industry every day. I've just found more. So, but if you're looking for a place, I have blood, sweat, and tears worked on this database very hard. So please do check it out. As well as reviews for books, specifically by Black women. So that's all I got. I think, oh no, we lost him. But remember, as I always say, a small spark can become a huge blaze. And we'll see you guys on the next episode.